Hey, what is up there, guys? It is Rapmark here. Doing something of a sort of reaction to a trailer. So, yesterday at work, I was told of uh, a, a new Half-Life game, which is going to be in VR. And I didn't have a chance to see it. It was really late. My sleep schedule's all sorts of jacked, so I'm watching it for the first time here. I have heard a little bit about it. I've had a lot of people talk it up to me. So I'm going to check it out, see how I feel. I mean, obviously, it's been a long time since the last Half-Life game. I mean, I literally probably have friends who were like between 3 and 5 when that game came out. It's been a while. You know, I was a freaking little kid when the last one came out. It's so I don't know how to feel about it. Currently, I'll tell you more of my thoughts about it later after I see it. So let's go ahead and take a look at that and see what we think. Oop. All right. Obviously, get that ad out of there. Oh yeah, I remember those.
I'm here. So what's the
Yeah,
plan?
if you all remember those,
If we
that's
can get this
freaking
weapon,
sick.
what we're doing here could change things forever.
There's no straight shot to the vault.
The walkers.
I'm gonna head inside, find a way out.
Got it.
Oh yeah,
With
this
you
is.
every step of the way.
You're gonna need a gun! Don't worry, it's unloaded. It's unloaded now!
So yeah, I don't know how to feel about the disembodied hands. It's still a bit weird, but
Find Heather
honestly,
picking up. They know you're coming.
this
You need to
looks
get out of here
amazing.
now.
Like, if it looks like this, then that is actually pretty sweet.
Oh God.
They've got Dad.
They're gonna find out what he knows, and then they're gonna kill him.
All this is my fault. I never told you. I couldn't. I'm so sorry, baby.
You will not save him. Alyx Vance alone cannot prevent his fate.
Close your eyes, honey!
Oh. So I like all the nostalgia they're bringing here. I mean, that's clearly what they're going for here. Alright. Oh my god, G-Man. Obviously they had to finish off with G-Man. I mean, that's just sort of how this rolls. Alright, so that's pretty much that. So what did I think of this? So I'm not gonna lie, when I first was told about it and I was told it was VR, I was kinda like, nah, it's just them throwing a starving dog a bone, and it very well may be. Again, it's been what, like fucking 20 years, something like that, since the last one came out. I mean, this I wasn't as excited for this as I probably would have been if it had been like, it's Half-Life 3, or we're actually going to finish Half-Life 2. You know, obviously that's not what this is. I'm not sure where on the timeline it sits. I'd need to look that up. But what I will say is I don't hate it as much as I thought I would. I'm actually kind of hyped. The only thing that sucks is it's on VR, which is, you know, not exactly the cheapest thing to get, especially if you are getting like a good computer or even a new console. Like, I have a decent computer. It needs to be upgraded. Like, I need a new graphics card and processor. To talk about and that's even to do VR on my computer. Like, I need to get both of those as well as a VR headset, and that's just like, that is a huge expense. I can barely I'm making ends meet right now. It's kind of where I'm at right now. And so it's kind of silly. So that's probably going to be inaccessible to me when it comes out in March. But I think it looks amazing. Like, presentation-wise, this game looks amazing in comparison to other titles of VR I've seen. I mean, I've seen ones that have looked just like absolute shit, and other ones that they've looked okay. What I really wonder is, because of its VR, like, how are we going to move around? Like, obviously I saw, you can shift side to side and stuff like that. But, I mean, how are they actually going to get the movement down without turning it into freaking Vomit Comet? That's always been the big trick with VR, is how to portray movement in games like that. And to some extent, it kind of worked. Like, Resident Evil 7 did it fairly well. I thought that one was a tremendously well put together game. One of the few things that wasn't, actually a tech demo. It was an actual game. Again, the disembodied hand is a bit weird, but I mean, I love how they put all the nostalgia. The God, what are they called? The things that latch onto your face and turn you into a zombie. Not face huggers. That's aliens. I don't remember. But I mean, G-Man, freaking the Combine, just all this stuff. But I'm also wondering, like, who is this catered for? Because, again, it's been like almost, if not 20 years since the last Half-Life game. And it ended on a cliffhanger. And it's just sort of been left to rot. And what can be said about this? This is not the conclusion that people have been wanting. It does look fantastic, but I mean, again, I'm not sure exactly where in the timeline of all these events that are happening this takes place. I mean, I've heard it's a prequel. I'm not entirely sure about that. And I was kind of worried about how long it would be, because some of these VR stuff, it doesn't last very long at all. But from what I looked up, they're saying about between 13 and 15 hours. So, I mean, they're wanting it to be a decent game, and it looks amazing. I'm just wondering, like, who is this for? Like, VR is still kind of up in the air. I mean, I'm not as big a fan of it as I was back in its big heyday, 2015, or not 15, 16, 17, when it was just like, this is the future of gaming. It's not quite there. The costs have come down as well, but I mean, again, it's just like, I'm going to have to upgrade my processor and my graphics card just for my computer to be able to do a VR headset, and then lay down money for a VR headset. That just ain't going to happen. At least not right now. I'll wait to see what other people think of this game before I maybe buy into it, or at least, try it on someone else's equipment. And I'm hoping that if this does good, it will actually lead to more Half-Life, because it has been ages. People love it. It's just so many broken promises, so many like hopes crashed with it in terms of ending it or whatnot, just getting more story to it. So, I mean, I hope it does well. I'm not sure, because again, it's just like, who is this catered for? Maybe the old school gamers like me, but ones who have way more money. I don't know. So that's kind of my thoughts. I don't hate it. I think it looks gorgeous. And I do like all the nostalgia factor they're bringing in and story tie-ins. But again, I don't know who this is for. The fact that it's on VR, it's going to limit its appeal. So, I don't know. It's one of those we'll have to see. I mean, I like the trailer, but we all know that that may not even be in-game footage. So, we don't know. But fingers crossed. Cautiously optimistic about this one. And I think that covers for it. So I will catch you next time. And I hope you have a very nice day. See ya.